Hellos. कैसे हो दलोस? What is up? What is up? What is up? How is everybody doing? कैसे भाई आज का मैच देख के चेहरे पे वो है यार स्माइल टेक्सचर बोलते स्लिप शेड्यूल तो है एक्सक्यूज मी नींद हुई क्या भाई जितनी हुई अच्छी हुई है 10:30 बजे से लेकर 12:30 जितनी हुई है लेकिन अच्छी हुई है एकदम मस्त मस्त सोया हेलो बंक्स भाई हेलो आई गॉट बूम टुडे नंगा नाचूंगा अगर बूम जीता तो नंगा टफ फाइट दे सकते हैं बट इस जेंजी मैन इस जेंजी समझ रहे हो
how Tejo has largely been replacing the Sova.
Yeah.
Ascent is traditionally a Sova map.
Yes.
What are we expecting here?
Yeah, I'm curious to see if we will see the Tejo replacement, because I do think the drone does kind of Sova's drone's job a little better, but you don't have that recon. Wow, really interesting comps coming across from Boom. So they're running the Sova and the Tejo, so no KO like we would traditionally see, and you're swapping out the Jet for Phoenix, so a lot of mains control. They're going to be focusing on that orb, but mid might be difficult.
I'm surprised no one's picked Waylay. I mean, I was watching G2 play it the other day, and I wasn't only thinking about the Tejo Sova sub, I was thinking about the Jet Waylay sub. In this case, though, Gen all have the core players from Ascent that are playing their comfort roles in their successful era, and I think that's going to be good enough to win today.
You know, I'm really excited to see how they use this Jet. I think there's a lot of talking points of comparing the Jet versus the Waylay, but we're just gonna have to wait and see. We're gonna send it over to our casters, Achilles and Paperthin, to take map one away.
Oxy bhai ke chat mein sachi real Oxy aaya hai. Love you, Oxy bhai.
Thank you very much. Back for another day of action. Hello, I'm Achilles. That's Paperthin. And now it is time to once again take a glimpse at Gen G. Able to climb the standings there at kickoff, but couldn't make it into that grand final, couldn't make it over to Masters Bangkok, and now they've made an immense amount of changes.
This is really interesting to me. I mean, obviously, suggest a player who's been around for a very long time in Korean Valorant. A lot of people are going to know him from that new turn team that
Back
made that.
together with Solo.
Exactly.
Yes,
Back together with
sir.
Perry and Solo again. So really cool to see that. The real question is how quickly is he going to get up to speed? I mean, you have to think that part of the reason they're looking at him is because he knows the way that they like to play. He knows the way that the coaching staff thinks, so they can integrate him quickly. Ash as well has been on their, academy roster for Gen G, kind of a player that has a lot of hype behind him, has really been popping off in the tier 2 scene. So the real question is how quickly is this all going to come together against a Boom squad who looked very formidable in kickoff?
Yeah, didn't quite make as big of a splash, obviously, as the players in the team would have liked, but certainly made their presence here in Pacific known, made it be feared, made it be respected. They have been sat back alongside Gen G, not making changes to the roster, but just continuing to improve and prepare. So let's see how they fare as we get ready to jump into our first map. We have Ascent loaded up, ready to go. You already saw the comps. Just to go ahead and review similar ideas in the majority of the structure, but that key difference in the duelist, that key difference in those info sentinels.
Yeah, so this screams to me that you're going to be relying...
Initiators.
Yeah, I know. No. I was picking up what you were putting down.
Yeah.
I mean, this screams to me that you're going to rely heavily on the info game to make sure that you're in the right places to set up for the Phoenix plays. You know, you can use multiple layers of info gathering, and there's not much that Gen G can do about it right here. They have to just wait this out. Just had some util, but it's just going to be some spam through the smoke. Okay, NC Slasher catches him in the head.
Well, come back to the Sage. Suggest it's taken down. First ball going to be found there by Boom. Decent amount of damage across all the Boom players. As Kerbal around the corner, but Paranoia crashing across in the corner here is Famous, and he's going to be taken down as Karen. Will answer one back. Texture, however. The trade up comes through. Boom in control. Everybody clustered up here on the site. Trying to hold the line. Salvo's going to be sent down from both of these Tejos. Scattering them all to the wind, but for Gen G, how do you try to push back in the 1-2-3 push? And two quick little kills there. DOS9 able to strike them down. Ash now going to be spammed out as the ping reveal comes through, and that's going to be Boom taking the opening pistol.
Yeah, this is just a really good push from them, able to clear a lot of space with the initial drone. Not much that Suggest can do about it, and kind of a spam battle through the smokes ends up going the way of Boom Esports there. Allows them to really get themselves dug in. for this post plant. Nice hold here in the smoke from DOS9. That's a cool little angle because you're going to see those feet coming through before anything else in that position. They're able to really punish Gen G. Big question for me also coming into this map was this map choice from Boom. This is Ascent. You remember 2024, this was the map that Gen G was obliterating most teams on the planet in. And to go for it, pretty ambitious, but this is also one of their best maps in 2024.
Texture, kind of crashing into one of his teammates there, but Famous similarly getting gummed up. Does get taken down. Early kill found as Ash will fall, flash across. Sheer trying to provide some covering fire, and oh boy, Gen G on this map, as you say, they're looking like they're about to pull off one of their classics, which is of course that Thrifty. Suggesting the swing out, spotting out Berserk should know. And then see Slash is going to be right here alongside him. Now confirmed as that stealth drone does go rushing forward, just pushing in, gets cleared out. For these two players,
any comments?
You have to know that you are getting completely and utterly surrounded.
That's going to come down to timing now for Gen G. Can they not give up the isolated fights?
Munchkin spotted him out, able to find him there at range with the Stinger, eats it a bit of damage. Tucks back for the moment, now it's all down to Berserks. Regen shields. That extra little bit of HP, pushes the corner, finds one. Still multiple players to try to get through, but Berserks with the potential for an ace clutch to keep Boom afloat and in the lead. Cuts back across over towards A, doesn't want to go for the reload, doesn't know where Texture's at here for the moment. Texture, 65 health, just that Sheriff in hand. Gets the read, counter rotates over, gets himself up here into heaven. The door shut. The turret up over the top, tries to look for the timing, goes up over the top and cannot find the shot. Berserks with an ace will get Boom the anti-eco win, but so much damage is dealt.
Yeah, huge bailout here from Berserks, because this looked like it had Gen G written all over it. They do a great job early on punishing the fact that they don't have a duelist that has a dash, an escape mechanism, so they're able to catch Famous out early with the salvos. And then Berserk's doing a great job isolating that first fight. Knows he has Munchkin weak, opts to take that one. Actually wide swings for the second kill around the corner. Gonna let him know it was Berserk's. A lot of hype around this player. Very, very talented individual coming from Boom. And one of those Indonesian players that from the get-go of Valorant, a lot of people had their eyes on. You can see right there why. He's very, very good. But Gen G, he said, almost pulling off one of their classic thrifties. Seemed like that was what they were good for most of the time in 2024.
Oh, well, Berserk's keeping at it. Texture last to die in the previous round, now the first to fall. 6-0 here for Berserks. 3 away from having that lockdown online. And Shiro is looking to try to clear things out over here on Cat. Will force a relocation out of Suggest. For the moment, Ash all alone.
Bye, thank you for the membership. Hey, Kudo.
Reinforced by Munchkin, who shifts over.
You do have the trips there in mid, at least to keep you aware of Shiro's position. Oh, well, strafing forward. Despite the flash, Munchkin a little bit more damage across there as well. Sends out the flash to try to cover, make sure that there's no further aggression pushing forward. Suggest on the lurk. Does get noticed there. Shiro able to pick him apart. So for now, player advantage in the hands of Boom, but maybe rethinking this push onto this site, but DOS9 able to find another kill. Munchkin going to be taking down Ash once again. Left alone. Swings out. DOS9 finding the follow-up. And now Boom going from nearly getting ecoed in the second round to pulling off a bonus conversion. Karen on his lens. I mean, he's just not even going to try for it. Yeah, there's no real hope at this point. A lot of things kind of falling apart now for Gen G. A quick identification by Boom of the way that Gen G was going to try to maintain B main control. They've been really aggressive with the Tejo utility, using those salvos to try to choke you out from getting back into lobby. But this time they just kind of push up ahead of it. Take down Texture. Now Karan. Yeah, Berserk's lurking right around that corner. Berserk's being very slow about this.
Oh, spotted him out. Needs to hit the shot. Little readjust there from Karan. Minor amount of damage taken. So Berserk does go down his first death of the map. Still gonna be just 2 away from having that lockdown available. Famous already to run it back. And a bonus conversion for the side of Boom. What a start here on Ascent.
Yeah, really impressive stuff. And the way that Shiro plays that mid, not exactly sure when the trip was cleared, but by the time Suggest to come around the corner from the courtyard, it had already been cleared. I didn't see it on the map. So my assumption there is that Suggest assumed that Shiro was going to push forward in towards Market, but Shiro actually just holds his ground and catches Suggest off guard. So you can see a little bit of trepidation in the way Suggest has been maintaining control of some of his space and kind of his understanding of the negative space that Boom is leaving open. Just not really able to kind of read their setups very well.
Okay, a little bit frantic there as a Tiles Crunch coming out from Gen G Texture.
भाई ये लोग का set place
Go
बहुत
ahead,
crazy
scoop up that kill. All available for the taking, and Munchkin will go ahead and grab that one for himself. Tripwire going to be connecting, and that's going to be Famous. To run it back, shut down. Cam gets a spot out. The Omen has already pushed forward. Molly holds off the angle here at Tree for the time being as the spike does get planted. 5 players available for the side of Gen G, but Boom. 4 with better weaponry, still in a solid enough position. As Fragment into the corner, will force Shiro back here for a brief little moment. Pushes up into the smoke, maybe looking for a bit of a timing, and will be able to find at least one, but Karen with that stinger trades it back swiftly, maintains the player advantage, but Gen G, time working against them now as DOS9 forward into the smoke, able to find Texture, Suggest, taken down.
2v2.
Ash finding one. Now just he and Karan to try. Get this team over the line. The defuse now beginning. Karan holding down the door. Picks up a 3K.
Hey, that's
Gen
genuine
with
for
the
you,
defuse
man.
Get themselves online here in round 4.
Yeah, I mean, this is pretty wild tempo that we're seeing out of Gen G. Like, they're really pushing the pace. They immediately go for the Tiles Crunch, and then it's a quick pivot over into A tree to set up for the retake, understanding that they had to give up that site and being really quick to be in position. Karan there being that tremendous player we know he is. No matter what gun is in his hands, the man is devastating. Was able to bail Gen G out there, because if that tree push into the smoke from Boom had worked, had gotten another player, that round is very much Boom's. But Karan able to turn things around. Now you're going to get full rifles, a few ults to play with, but my God, they are just really curious about trying to scrap with each other at the beginning of these rounds. You can see Munchkin thinking about it, but because of the salvos from the Tejo, gonna have to back off momentarily, see that orb over, and as a Phoenix, that's often going to be a big part of kind of a win con for these types of comps, is making sure that you can funnel those orbs into the Phoenix relatively quickly. I have more thoughts about the Phoenix when we get there, but I think right now they're sorting up to maybe try some kind of A hit through tree. Suggesting Munchkin, Karan over there as well. So Boom doesn't really have a lot of info on this. They're going to be making kind of a gamble.
Trying to tuck back, this guy's maybe that high low for a brief moment, but some minor damage going to be taken. Munchkin shoving forward, the Fragment out to try to stem the tide here, but Suggest as well, just eating an immense amount of damage as that Nano Swarm goes across. It's going to be taking low, the push coming through. Famous able to find that kill. Armageddon out from Ash, going down one. Texture, quick little exit over to the side, eluding damage for the time being, and Famous just cutting his losses, decides to back away, gets himself over into the site, which is very firmly in the hands of Boom. Here on the box, the tuck away. Famous at the ready. If anyone comes pushing out of that smoke. Pushes back up. A 2v4 for the retake. A couple shots out. Position going to be given over here for the moment, but there's still so many crossfires to try to break through. And they cannot get it done. A 4K for Famous. Another run it back online. Gen G unable to find another round.
Yeah, this is really interesting. Boom here is pushing into the strong side of the map for Gen G, but because they have so many layers to their util,
it's a Molly and Nano salvos all thrown to this position.
Exactly. That's something really interesting with this comp. You've seen similar ideas, I think back to Talon a little bit last year when you try this like really util heavy sort of just smother you out of these, close quarters positions on Ascent that don't always work, but here it seems to be going really well for Boom so far. They're making Gen G really uncomfortable, and they can't do much else. I mean, but Munchkin is a Guardian, and that's his signature weapon.
Double face out. Berserk's eating a bit of damage here. Does opt to stick around. We'd love to have his orb. He's just one away from having that lockdown after the hot start that he's had. Last few rounds has widely been tempered.
Checking mid right now. Not much left for the Cypher util that's currently up, so they have to be aggressive a little bit to maintain some space control, but Berserks is just gonna chill out by the benches, wait inside the courtyard a little bit, try to set up for another hit.
Oh, and the push, Munchkin. First shot not connecting. Slashers does. Armageddon now coming across here onto the A side. Texture tucked back into hell for the moment. Salvos Slowing up push over here from Tree. Charon sliding forward over towards Switch. Waiting for a moment, unable to find anything though. His Texture popping the knives, does manage to find shield before getting taken down as NC Slasher comes away with the triple. Bought out though, and they're lined up as Ash be able to collect the two remaining players. Overall, half by purchase works the way of Gen G. They give themselves a second round win.
Yeah. Really nice stuff from Munchkin in this round at the beginning to find that pick with the Guardian into mid. Didn't quite get to see it. Let's see if we get it in the replay. No way, dude. Okay, well, sometimes it'd be like that. But that knife gives away his position. It's a good play by NC Slasher here to capitalize onto that. Clear some space, but the timing there just a little bit off. Ash was really quick to back up some of the positioning. I've been keeping my eyes on Ash a little bit. He's doing a really nice job of being the guy right behind whoever's in front of him, whether it be Texture or Charon. Typically, he's being really quick to try to reinforce them to back up their positioning, and that round it really paid off. So back down to a bit of an eco for Boom Esports, and okay, well that probably just was, you know, revenge for the previous round, I guess.
A little bit. Berserk's finding Texture. Dead at market. Thing reveal out on a 1, suggest we'll find NC Slasher pushing forward from bench.
Suggest kaka
Sova gonna be nearby enough. Munchkin waiting here at the ready, fragment in hand to try to slow things up. Oh, it's a bunch! Sends it out, bounces back. Famous catching a glimpse, wanting to try to close the gap here. Munchkin able to find one, the pop flash out, but he's a little bit too late. Does have that ult rolling, so technically is resible, but I mean, that range, you're not gonna get a damn thing done. The judge means absolutely nothing. There's gonna be multi-frag round after multi-frag round. This time it's Shiro's turn. As Boom just will not allow for Gen G to win 2 consecutive rounds. Now up 5-2.
Yeah, that's a huge mistake for Munchkin there. After a decent previous round, this round that's very costly because you can't slow up and get the rotations to come as quickly as you would like for the rest of your team. Instead, they're just able to barrel their way through the site, particularly that judge for Charon. The idea there is that he can slide back in towards Tree to get into that corner by the door switch to cover that angle to help him out. Instead, because the fragment isn't there, it allows Boom to just accelerate, to scale into the site. Not much that Gen G can do there, so little things like that can cost you rounds. Let's see what Suggest wants to do off this turret.
Doesn't want to swing forward the turret itself. Catches, okay. I was going to say a glimpse of the shoulder, but Berserks just absolutely nails the headshot. Ash going to be responding in kind, so lockdown now online. Not going to be seen here in this round. Will remain tabled for the moment. As it's stealth drone, not spotting out anything over towards tiles. Slow creep up here from Boom, just a cut of the noise.
Still have the Owl drone and the Tejo drone, so you could get some info, maybe use the Hunter's Fury to clear your way onto this site. You have the salvos to slow it up a bit.
Oh, flash connecting, Ash on the repeat cover, still manages to win up the fight, trades up. Texture gonna be pinged. Still just that Sheriff in hand, just Sheriff's remaining. For everybody here on Gen G, Paranoia gonna be sent out. Don't believe it connects onto the drone, but Texture as well, not giving them line of sight, so isn't gonna be spotted here for the moment. Smoke down, slides forward, they're trying to flush him out. The shock dart flying, and Shiro able to go ahead and find the kill. Plant now going to be stuck. NC Slasher. Closer position going to be taken. Fragment able to get some burst of damage off of Shiro's going to fall down to 7, but no further kills to be found. Boom. Get themselves up to 6 round wins here on the attack.
Yeah, I'd like to see a timeout from Gen G. I think they need to
there it is.
Kind of take a breather. Yeah. I think there's a little bit of miscoordination in the timing with when Texture decides to push out of the smoke. I think this is Munchkin's flash that hits him right in the face. I think you need to kind of talk through some of the comms here because they don't seem like they're quite on point. Even between Munchkin and Texture, who were longtime teammates, you know, trophy winners multiple times if you include Pacific and Masters. So need to kind of figure out what exactly is going on. Things are pretty rough around the map. Munchkin obviously going to be very vocal about it. Seems like Boom, though, really had a good read on kind of the meta that was going to be coming into this map. I think they have some good ideas with the Phoenix on how to sort of counter the Tejo, because you can kind of get ahead of where the salvos and some of the utility is likely going to end up being used. So you're kind of able to punish some of those spots that you would normally feel like you're safe to just sort of, you know, play off your own util as a Tejo, kind of send out the salvos and then maybe Texture pushes ahead or whatever that we saw in some of the earlier rounds. And instead, you're kind of able to just be a step ahead of that, throw a curveball, and then get some kills or things like that, or at least back them out of those
कैसे
positions.
लग रहा है कल PRX को आ रहा
But some mistakes as well for Gen G. Let's be honest, we've seen some pretty big ones.
For sure.
कोई सीन नहीं मारेंगे अभी भाई देखो attacking map
Now find themselves down at
नहीं
the
है
moment. I mean,
लेकिन
if we learned
होगा
anything
होगा
from the DRX PRX series
समझ
yesterday,
रहे हो
that streaks don't necessarily mean map wins.
That's true.
But Boom right now looking very fired up, looking very improved.
And also we're back to the
Oh, Munchkin.
oh my
Okay.
Avoids the second one. Armageddon covering fire, coming out, just trying to slow up the approach here. Munchkin still does end up falling. Berserks lurking forward, looking for the headshot, unable to find it. His texture goes down two. Slasher responding on a one, but Paranoid out.
माँ
Comes in, but Dawes nine.
कसम ये बंदा देखला
Just
लग
break through
रहा
to Suggest, just now getting ready
है
to wrap around up towards heaven. Boom just continuing to brute force their way into the sights here.
Spike planted.
भाई
Plan comes in.
सजेश भाई बता दे सजेश भाई
So just on the prowl, but both players tucking back into hell. The cage gonna be popped.
Should know both are down there now.
Recon gives it away for the most part there. Rotates over. Goes for the tap. Swings back around here. Behind Jen. Couple shots just over the top of Dawes9's head. Shorty at the ready. The push coming through, and Dawes9 to gun him down. Boom secure themselves a lead here at the half. As they pick up their 7th round win. Still yet 3 more to be played out.
Yeah, this is just really nice utilization. Some of the ults to find the early pick. Yeah, nice little play from Texture. Slasher right there to step in and shut that down. Dawes9 continuing to look very good for Boom Esports. Great decision there to be really patient, to sit in that smoke. You know, force the issue onto Suggest.
भाई
Quick on the backside of the generator. Quick paranoia.
Yeah, Salvo's going to be sent.
Should run.
Shakhtar try to clear out any of this util here, but now the lockdown in play. Texture, ooh, lingering, trying to look for any kind of punish as Amos comes pushing around from behind, unable to go ahead and get that pinch stop. But now players, the Armageddon pushes them back out into the open. Suggestion's going to be taken down, I believe, locked in place by the lockdown. Yes, was the Tain there, and Slasher finds Ash before the door can shut. As Boom are just absolutely destroying and dismantling Gen G. Round over round.
These ult cycles have been really, really good. Berserk's gonna catch Khan through the smoke. And Munchkin just left with a judge and sadness. There's not much he can do here.
Yeah, I mean, they're just catching everything. They're catching util, they're catching strays. Catching everything but a break. This Munchkin will make this a non-flawless round. Jumps across to try to go for the weapon, but NC Slasher a little bit fast with it. Anticipates the flash, turns, gets himself a 4K secured, and boom, stretch the lead even further.
Yeah, these util dumps, really, really good. And again, the alt cycles, really well managed by Boom as well. You know, finding the right moments to utilize the Hunter's Fury to get a kill in clear space. Here, using the Armageddon in the lockdown. All of these things to just make sure that Gen G has no hope. And I love the ideas of, you know, making sure that you're investing these ults even against eco rounds, because Gen G is notorious for winning those. So really worth it to just make sure you're getting all the value you can squeeze out of this half. And now you're one away from, I believe, the run it back. Yeah, Famous almost has the run it back.
This is a minor change up on an old classic. Not going within the smoke. Let's see if anybody pushes around to try to catch the Omen. Otherwise, off angle. Karen is jiggling here. Peeking in to main. As this time Munchkin not wanting to really waste any time with it, just into the fragment. Doesn't catch any damage.
They're gonna take a pause. They're looking for some kind of aggression out of Gen G. Something that was working early on.
Spot of the one. NC Slasher going to be taken low. Famous going to be taken down. It's Texture similarly able to find NC Slasher.
Nice,
I see we have freeze today.
Not
as
nice.
Shiro will be able to find Ash.
I must wait a moment.
Ends up one of the kills, but Gen G, I mean, best position they've been in and around for quite some time. Suggest able to go ahead and find Shiro before he can stabilize the aim. The spike now going to be dropped over at Lumber.
30 seconds left.
Oh my god.
understanding the positions, the timings. Just managed to find him a 2v3. TP over into main, Karin. Peeking, and DOS9 plays it gorgeously.
God.
Lurks within the smoke.
Player
The
standing.
texture, he's already here on the site.
Nice.
That'll be the cleanup. Gen.G, a third round victory, but still only 2 weapons surviving because of the streaks here from Boom. Gen.G just don't have much money.
Oh yeah, this is still not great for Gen.G. I mean, the good news is your default finally was able to give you a round win. No early aggression, nothing like that. A good fragment to buy a little bit of extra time. Texture gonna swing over to help Munchkin out here.
G.
Nice little play from him. Ash has had a couple impactful
Hello,
kills.
G.
Just great reads from DOS9.
Yeah.
What a great pickup he has been for Boom. Okay, what is the buy
Tournament
gonna
को
look
बोल रहा है
like
एक gift.
for Gen.G coming into this? Karan
think
thought
10
about a
minutes
judge,
is
A
yeah.
lot of Guardians and a judge.
Yeah,
हाँ.
Not
But-
big Phantoms. I say a lot, it's 2.
yeah, also the Blade Storm.
वो शायद 15
that's
या
nice.
20 मिनट ऐसा कुछ.
That is a lot
दो
of
mode
salvos.
है.
That it is. Run it
मैं
back.
confirm
Use here from
कर
Famous.
सकता हूँ.
Bounding forward. It's able to find texture.
ठीक.
As Ash, though, able to slow things up a bit. Snaps back the ultimate. Gets the concuss across. Finds the kill to keep it even. 4v4 here for the moment. Boom. Once again, just looking to kind of
There
cut
we go.
noise. Keep it
Excuse me,
quiet.
yes भाई, लैंग
Make
भाई.
Gen.G second guess and then get ready to
भाई अच्छा
strike.
तो खेल रहे हैं हाँ?
Curveball and the
दोस्त ने अच्छा
wall.
तो खेल रहे हैं, कुछ भी बोलो.
there you go. But
इधर
They're
क्या
looking
है?
for
Anything
some-
off of it.
they're trying to bait out contact there. They're a little worried
इधर
that
भी
somebody
अच्छा तो
might be
खेला था उसने.
right around the corner. They're worried about that judge, I would suspect, with how much Gen.G's already been investing in it.
Curveball at the ready. Ash getting caught by it. Suggest getting hit by the ping. Revealed out. The players very much noted here on site. Munchkin starting to go for the rotate. Karen's still a world away. And Famous breaking things
क्या
open.
क्या बाबा.
As he just knocks him
ये
down
क्या था?
one after the other. 3 kills for him in the round. And Munchkin
हाँ?
bleeding out on the floor.
30 seconds.
Karen gonna try to smoke it off, trying to go for the res, but DOS9 is here with the shorty at the ready. They massacre him, and boom, are up by 6 rounds, 9-3 at the half.
Yeah, you've got to be so impressed with Boom. The ideas that they've had coming into this map. I had some questions about it. You know, Phoenix has been pretty hit or miss on this map, but it looks really, really nice, especially when Famous is just hitting shots like that. That is a disgusting double kill from him. And DOS9 has been really good at reading the positioning and the timing of his opponents. Seemingly any time somebody was making a play around in a smoke or something like that, DOS9 was just one step ahead. So really, really cool stuff that we're seeing. And, you know, a little bit of a shaky start for Gen.G with these new players. Maybe we'll see a change of pace that is specific. We are an attacker-sided region.
Yeah,
For whatever reason.
that's true. As we've been
क्या हो
witnessing
गया
yesterday,
Gen.G को
especially,
भाई?
no one knows how to defend here.
That is,
बूम को
Well,
क्या हो गया?
how many
Gen.G
total-
को
At least we
बूम
got
को क्या हो
attack
गया
now.
भाई?
You know,
yeah, we got that going.
got
for
half
us.
of the game going. That's
एक्शन भाई,
better than
vibe चाहिए,
defense
vibe
split
चाहिए,
lead.
vibe चाहिए.
But still a lot to be worked on. Gen.G, I mean, they pulled off miracles in the past, but
Are you just
right
like
now they're
Gen.G
just looking out of
language?
sorts.
You just
was-
taking a little money under the table from Rob Moore there?
Just
Is
trying to
that-
move on. Just trying to move on. I'm just trying to get my dig, get out.
All right, fair enough. I suppose I'll allow the bailout. I mean,
Attack
I don't
लेकिन
know. I
easy
can
होना
see
चाहिए.
Gen.G just kind of
Gen.G
doing the
को.
same thing though on this
ये
attacker
कॉम्पिटिशन
side.
अटैक
I mean,
इजी
I
होना
think
चाहिए.
it looked like that they were having a hard time defending. I think Sentinels in general have a tough time with this, so I don't suspect that Berserks, for example, is going to have it much easier than Suggested. Suggest did look a little lost. It did look like at times he was kind of getting read where his position was going to be. I mean, he got killed through smokes a few times. You could call that unlucky, but also can be just sort of your opponents are able to anticipate and read out pretty well
बूम
where
का
you're going to
गेट में
be.
पलट जी यहाँ
Share
से
for texture.
यहाँ से आगे से राइट
go
जाएगा. वहाँ से सेकंड
Mid
लेफ्ट जाने का.
push out, just looking
वहाँ
to see
से
if there was going to be
एकदम 2
any
मिनट सीधा जाएगा
contention
वहाँ पे ही है.
from Boom for the courtyard space, but they're wrapping all the way through. There's a camera there. Suggest is ahead of it though.
And he's ready for the first. Almost lines up the second. Can't quite make it happen, but DOS9 in range against Munchkin with that classic.
इतने
We'll
साल
find
से
another
बहुत पार्टी
elimination.
कर रहा है. इतने
3v4.
साल से.
2 sheriffs
कहाँ
left
की
behind
टीम है
here
नहीं
for
मालूम.
the side of Gen.G.
प्लेयर्स
DOS9
बोलते
with
तो
the
एक
weapon
टाइम पे
upgrade.
समझ में आता.
Yeah, Gen.G really
दूसरी
wanted
मत
to get
करो
those
सॉरी
sheriffs
सॉरी.
to do some damage. And instead, they're going to be the ones paying the price.
Ash able to find another Karan. Unexpected from the angle. Berserk's going to be caught unawares. Ends up falling the wayside now. A 3v2 post-plant situation for the side of Gen G. Still thinking a little bit slow, wary about any.
Sorry, madam.
Gen G looking decently poised to tie things up as far as the pistol is concerned.
Paranoia's on both sides. Salvos for NC Slasher. Not sure when Ashes are going to come back online. I think pretty soon. Well, no. He used them on the execute, so no.
Drop down. DOS9 able to find Karan there within the smoke. Now the 2v2. The swing out. DOS9 looking for the ace.
Oh my!
This man is unstoppable. Another ace for Boom. Another pistol. And absolutely nothing for Gen G.
That is unreal for him. That Sheriff that he picks up off a long-range fight with a classic through mid. Gonna get the first one. Wins this one against Munchkin. Scoops up the Sheriff off of Suggest's dead body. Puts it to damn good use. Just drops down onto Karan. Smashes him in the head. Moves through. Unreal. 17-5. What a showing for our player from Kazakhstan. Absolutely insane. He was good in kickoff, and he's damn good today here in stage 1.
Now needing to pull off the search that they almost got in the first half.
Hey, Rohit sir, are you missing
Famous able to collect 2 with that Spectre. 2 classics and a Sheriff now, all the Gen G have left.
भाई जब इतिहास गवाए जब प्लेयर यहाँ से गए ना जब
try to shake things up a little bit here, but
जब प्लेयर यहाँ पे खेल के वहाँ पे गए ना
get back into this round at all.
Oh, it's very, very difficult. They're fishing for some 1v1s with the Sheriffs. Just hoping that, you know, maybe you could catch a one and done. Changing positions though is Munchkin. Oh boy.
And Famous is right there waiting. He's lucky to stay alive.
Going up.
That's just the wall through. Famous repositioning top of the box. Munchkin about to get completely and utterly destroyed. As that's going to be that Spectre now down on the floor. Ash dead. Do we get another ace? Famous, I mean, he's down to 33 HP. If he turns his sights back into main, might just be able to find it. Maybe Berserks can bait for it. He's going to try, and he's going to get it. Back-to-back aces. A third for Boom. 11-3.
Oh boy. That was... that's something. You don't see that every day, that's for sure. But these curveballs, once again, catching Gen G. Munchkin just really having a rough map. Doesn't seem to be reading his opponents very well. Has made some mechanical mistakes.
Entire life.
Gonna pay the price there. Just not anticipating that.
Famous
would get up on the box. Yeah, it's still gonna be looking like a pretty healthy bonus.
Language.
Spectres, a Guardian, a Bulldog, a Stinger. Very doable for Boom. They're getting aggressive towards lobby.
Trip lets them know about the aggression. Moderate tiles crunch. Not going to be going Boom's way, but they get an immense amount of info. Start the pivots across over towards this A side. Nanoswarm for now, holding them at bay.
Astra खेलना सिखाया भाई तूने किसी को बात
Stealth drone to try to check forward.
और skills
Ends up getting cleared out. Learnbot still there at the corner, the TP forward. Karan, the line over by switches, able to find 2. Taps the door, Suggest, watching, able to find 1 out here in mid. As NC Slasher, the last man standing, is just going to look to see if he can make it a bit more costly. Catches a glimpse, and Suggest has absolutely no idea. He's going to be dead to rights. The drop down can grab the weapon. And it looks like the call is going to be for him to try to do a little bit more damage here.
उल्टा लग रहा है ना scoreboard.
So why not? How well things have been going. Has to clear a lot of angles in space.
At the end of the day, even if it is just going to be a save here for the side of Boom, they're in such a strong position. Gen G, they will be able to go ahead, lock down this round, stop another ace from coming through, and pick up a 4th. And how many weapons do they have as they do it? The gun barrel should have been spotted, I would think, there by Karan, who's just going to be scraping across. Salvos sent out, they're lined up, but okay, NC Slasher only able to find 1. Karan going to be left on the floor. Munchkin Ash surviving as Gen G get to 4.
That's a cool little teleport there from Karan. While a lot of space is being created at the smoke at the front of A. He's able to find a great timing. Just TP right in underneath Boom's noses, find that big double kill to open up the site. Suggest still having a rough go of it on these lurks. Still trying to kind of figure out what's going on with his opponents, what's going on around on the map. We'll have full rifle v rifles. Half armors for Gen G. Mostly full for Boom. Look at the way they're really just so aggressive towards B main. I mean, you gotta be nervous about it as Gen G with the Phoenix as well. This time the Phoenix though slotted over onto the A side. And Gen G just really can't find an answer for the way that the Phoenix combos can control these mains. Whether it be on A, whether it be on B, we've seen them have a really tough time with that. So they're forced to kind of spread the map, work things out a little bit, try to put some more pressure in the middle. See if they can squeeze on through.
Binks from NC Slasher. Don't think he spotted texture, but now the alarm bot has.
Oh, bhai, AC.
Looks like he's just going to hold that tight angle maybe. No, repositions. Gen G, though, doesn't like that they gave away that info over towards B, so try to work the other side of the map. Just a spot on to suggest. That doesn't tell you much.
Oh, Riddhi, what's up?
That's gonna bring NC Slasher over closer to A.
Salvos going through. Famous pushes out in front of these. He's just waiting for that cloud burst to fall, and now he strikes. Karan turning back is able to find one. Dolls not pushing forward. Into Mash. Settles.
अरे नहीं रे ये मारना था ना
continues to fight back. Suggest on this lurk needs to win the fight and does so.
भाई वो मारना था NC
Getting the reveal, confirming that Berserks is across the map.
Red
Can now come through off the back of the TP.
से भी गई गुजरी है
Camera set up here
एक टाइम पे
from
पिकाचू
Suggest
चलेगा
staying tucked away. Gets the ping reveal.
कल का match was dominated by G5.
Gonna backpedal, but is it a reroute or is it a save? Looks like he'll at least explore market. See if he can find
F4 है बीच में क्या F4 है गाफ F4 ही है
clutching this out here would be back-breaking for Gen G.
Hello Shiba
It's the swing, he finds the first, but Karan
भाई वो NC Slasher मारता ना match point
will be able to shut him down. 3K from Karan.
advantage
Gen
with
G
us.
up to 5, needing 6 to tie. They still lose out on 4 players.
Yeah, it's still a really brutal round. And again, this comes down to the fact that Boom is getting really good map awareness. They're utilizing that KJ util in mid to sort of like keep track of what's going on there. Okay, they're not receiving any contact. That's going to allow, that's what allowed NC Slasher to shift over towards A little bit sooner. There was a fragment that had to be that had to clear wine because of the early A main pressure that Boom is able to create, making it very difficult for Gen G, much more difficult than they would have liked. So it's utilizing a lot of different pieces of utility and info. Maybe not in the way that you were expecting. Like you were kind of thinking, oh, with a Sova and a Teo, you're going to be like droning all over the place, reconning. That's how you're going to get info. That's not exactly what they're doing. It's some passive info and some aggressive play with the Phoenix that's getting them some of this really good information.
Under 3K
not being punished.
2900 का mouse अच्छा रहेगा मेरे हिसाब से.
Very close. He's here in the open, but if he can hit the headshot, it would be monstrous.
Wow.
Decent amount of damage dealt there by DOS9 as Berserks. Mithul finds the chest over in B main, just pushes the corner. Bucky in hand, so just going to be taken down. NC Slasher peeks into main, finds one, looks for a little bit more. Players here at Cat already softened up. Berserks, recovered weapon, pitches it from behind. It's all crumbling to pieces. It's Karan, last one standing. Does have the spike in hand. That's about the best news that Gen G have.
One of the best clutchers we have in Pacific. If anybody can do it.
Karan.
Absolutely could be Karan, but man, oh man, Boom looks so good right now. Just great decision making. And a 1v1 with the Sentinels is what breaks this open for Boom. Now they can play for full-on retake.
Thank you
Not
for
a ton
the
of util left in the
29
back pocket, but a recon and some salvos could clear a lot of space. Make Karan very uncomfortable. You know, if he's going to try to hide him boats. Oh, they're going to use it early, though. Trying to clear this corner.
Shiro just kind of trusting in his teammates here with the weaponry that they do have. Gonna route it into Cat. Go ahead, grab a rifle. The final smoke of the round from Karan sent out. Spots one. They're all out into the open. Avoids taking damage until this very moment. Now falls down the 9. It needs to be clean from here. Finds a headshot. And Famous scooping up the Vandal down to 20 HP. Both of them so very low.
Time.
Karon just playing time and finding it. Red Bull clutch, keeping Genji afloat, stopping Boom from getting up to map point as Karon
Easy.
continues to show up,
3v1.
begging the rest of his team to do the same.
Absolutely. I mean, I said it. He's one of the best clutch players we have in Pacific. You can see right here why, folks. Good decision making. Oh, the fade away. The second bullet out of that Vandal. Reading the positioning there. Hearing the tap, but still a lot of work to do for Genji.
Round boom ka tha,
And that's the 20th
round.
clutch for Karon in VCT Pacific.
W.
And he's near the top of the leaderboard. He might be #1.
I think he is. Because most other players are
20
starting to
number
kind of
one
hit
hai.
their
मेरा तो
10th.
21
right.
था clutches.
So, you know, players that have been around for
सोचने वाली बात
a
है.
lot longer.
रहता तो उधर नहीं
Granted, I
रहता.
think the tracking does specifically, like, I think the
600.
clutch banner has to fly
Yeah,
for
yeah,
it to
yeah.
be counted, so it is a little bit wonky. I think it,
At least 6 man
uh-oh,
रहता.
Uh-oh.
first one of the stage.
Oh, no.
Hey, we made it through three
did-
days.
we did pretty good,
तो
yeah.
wingman रहते.
You know, it's been all right.
भैया जी,
Hopefully it's
yellow
going to be a quick
chai.
one.
मैं तो लोल ब्लॉक.
हाँ भैया जी ये लो पानी.
I
think it will
चुप
be.
रहा चुप.
मैं तो लोल
But
ब्लॉक.
man, what a performance from Karon so far. Karon fighting
He
indeed.
is just such a talented player. It's
दो
crazy.
बंदा
I mean,
साथ
what a
में.
find.
I think it's just a
Genji.
gear issue for
Oh.
somebody on the side of
It just-
Boom. So it shouldn't be anything too taxing here.
पंगा
Yeah,
मत कर,
generally
वैसे
these
भी
are like-
पंगा नहीं हो रहा
oh.
तेरे से.
Maybe the earplugs or the mouse or something. Real quick, just
चौका चौकी हो
Get
गई.
it going
A
again.
spill of a drink or a burst of a hand warmer.
who was it that spilled a drink all over somebody at Masters? Was it Jog?
Oh,
सजेस्ट तो
yeah, I
क्यों
think
लिया
it was.
फॉक्सी नैन को
I think-
निकाल
I
के
think
भाई
Java
आज रात को
popped
मेरा
off and
वीडियो कॉल है
spilled
उनके
his-
साथ मैं एक
he,
बार
like, knocked over a Red Bull
ये
can
अच्छा
over on
क्वेश्चन
the
है.
trend. It
रात
was
को
fairly
वीडियो
minor
कॉल
at the
है.
end.
देखते हैं
Was that
मीटिंग में
even a
क्या
tech
बात
pause?
होती है.
But I mean, no, I think it was at the end of the map.
Yeah, it was after.
I think
the
it was
match.
right
Yeah,
when he popped off right at the end of the map
Yeah,
when they
yeah.
got into the grand final, maybe.
yeah, I think you're correct. Yeah.
Either way. They're
But
back into this one.
Ascent में
Boom.
वाइस किन
Still
लेते
in a
ले
good
सकते हैं
position, back
लेकिन
into a buy round, nearly pulling off a thrifty of
एजे
their
और
own in the
साइफर
previous.
ज्यादा इन्फो देते हैं ना.
Yeah. Now you have an Armageddon. Now you have a run it back. Big ultimates to play with. So does
Easy
Genji
for
though.
the win.
You have a null command. So you kind of
Lineup
take
था
away
मेरे को.
some of that heavy hitting ultimate ability
नेबर्स
that
क्या
Boom is
सोच
going to bring
करेंगे?
to bear.
एक्चुअल में नेबर्स भाग के है ही
Now
नहीं.
you're going to slide a little bit in.
2 महीने हो गए छोड़ के गए. कोई है ही
Pop
नहीं
of
बे.
smoke. Retreat using the hot hands to
What?
buy a little bit of
Boom
extra
rat.
space. Genji though, just going to take a pause. I mean, with all this mid information, turret no contact to B main, you can really slide towards A a bit quicker. Maybe make a quick rotation through tree here.
Flash over the top, Paranoia still coming through, still slowing them up. Famous able to get that run it back pop before the null command could really come into effect. Swoops forward, Munchkin snaps it back away. Armageddon now to try to further flush them out. Flash is there, and I don't think, yeah, Dawson, I'm not sure if he had any idea his position or where the ult was going to be coming from. He just gets absolutely mowed over.
वो खड़ा रह के
Berserk's
मारने की
quick to
कोशिश
break the
कर रहा
door.
था अल्ट में.
Has to
जितना
wait for Shiro
होता
to
है
arrive.
घुसने वाले मार लेता.
2v4, nearly a 2v3 with Ash down to 11 HP.
अच्छा थॉट
These
था.
players
वर्क
have
नहीं
had their
किया.
clutch moments in this map
ये
thus
ऑफ
far.
गार्ड पकड़े
काफी
जाते.
काफी
Will they be able to
क्या
play this one
करते
out?
मालूम?
Economy not going to be in a great position here for them.
I think you should
इधर-
save.
इधर टिक मार.
Recon about to be sent. The timing on the util is found.
वो
Munchkin
मस्त
able to
है कि
strike him
पता
down.
नहीं
And yep,
क्यों क्यों
Berserk's is going to have to just silently backpedal, creep away to hold on to this Phantom. Genji now 4 rounds in a row. Get themselves up to a 7th round victory. 4 rounds about to be separating the two.
And now it's starting to get a little bit concerning because
मेरे rack पे
Boom
नहीं
still
खेलती,
very
मैं
much.
water में
Berserk
Sorry,
needs to win
sorry,
this. He's
sorry.
been
Black
spotted.
Purple
And
Water
Munchkin
ascendant
will
था.
make sure that they carry nothing forward.
Yeah, I mean, this is even more concerning now. To add insult to injury, you're losing all your players. Even though you're kind of winning in the information game, you're losing in the execution game now. Something that you were absolutely
4,000
dominating
लोग
on
दिख रहे लाइक करो
throughout
पट
the
से.
majority of this map. It's now starting to get picked apart by Genji. Starting to make less mistakes, starting to be more in gear. Poor DOS9 there. It's like he's at the end of
अब
rope
ऐसा लग रहा
one.
है कि
So everything's
comeback by
exploding around him and he's nothing he
technically
can do except just stand there and
खत्म
accept
हो
his
जाना
fate.
चाहिए था. हाँ?
But
13-3, 13-4 technically खत्म
yeah,
हो
this is
जाना
quite
चाहिए.
interesting because I think about it and I think Boom has full
अगर
control over
comeback
that
कर लिया
map.
ना
But because the execute's so good from Gen G, all the players on A side are basically dead by the time that your flanking players are there, so it didn't matter. They're just having a tough time kind of reading some of these situations. You know, thought they could use the run it back to get ahead of that no command, get a little bit of info, but they still really weren't able to kind of dial up the correct response. Mr. 4K indeed.
By texture के fan followings अलग है.
Texture doing his Godzilla impersonation, I suppose.
I like it.
Akshay bhai, I'm happy and sad, brother.
Godzilla and some choice words in Korean. Things are not going his way.
That goes there.
We all know.
Yep, we all know.
इसमें Phoenix कैसा लगता है? Handsome.
Well, got a Bucky and a bunch of sheriffs. Kind of curious about the way Berserks is going to play it this time. He's one away from a lockdown as well. So a lot of tools to work with potentially for Boom. They can find some of those early picks and stuff again. Scoop up some guns. They'll have some big ultimates to work with. Could actually pick up a thrifty of their own, turn things around. Gen G being very slow this time, spreading the map, giving up a little bit of space at A main. DOS9 happy to gobble it up. See what info he can find off the back of that. The drone doesn't see a ton. It does now.
Suppress, yeah.
It didn't get cleared.
Got the hit on texture there at top mid. Slow creep up here from Suggest. Berserk's just around the corner. Not going to want to peek in, though. Just that Bucky. Wants to just try to hold the angle. Is famous now.
Okay.
Going to be spotted out. Trying to hit these headshots. The Salva's there at his feet, and he's just going to be overwhelmed. Texture finding one. Shiro here in this position. And this time, Gen G does look to the left.
That updraft was so good.
11-8 is actually doable.
Beating the aim. Ends up falling NC Slasher with a nice shot.
लेकिन अभी problem क्या मालूम है? Problem ये है कि it's very hard to go A.
As they look to continue on this run back.
क्योंकि A अगर deep गया, easy का ult है.
They're able to toy some of that util very nicely there. Good push and pull, good teamwork from Gen G. Hello, DOS9. This is very, very difficult.
Plus,
want to try to collect the kills towards these next few ultimates. Stop them from being able to go down to the spike. Also, you want to stop the bleeding a little bit. So Munchkin with another 3K. So, finding NC Slasher.
Technically,
and now it's 3 rounds between the two teams. Another purchase about to come through. Have to suspect that this is going to be what the timeout was really all about. And an operator seen just before the replays.
This is just coming down to teamwork now for Gen G. Some of these rounds that they've been stringing together. Obviously, there was Karan's big play, but since then, they've been just four-1-ing it across the map. That's what you're going to sort of see here.
Jeremy, thank you for the $4.
Something we see very often.
Excuse me.
But also something that Boom has not brought out at all, so...
I think you're kind of scared about Texture maybe bringing out an op, right, on the attacker side. He'll definitely do that. Trying to make sure you can maintain some control.
I think they're just also conditioned to expect that you're not going to have it in hand.
Yeah.
The shot there, so just going to be taken down now. The Armageddon uttering them forward. The flash does connect, slow up. Going there on the Texture, who does get melted down. It's DOS9. He's able to find Munchkin as well. So far, the setup here from the side of Boom, looking immaculate. Ash able to find one. NC Slasher going to be taken out, but quickly traded back.
3v1.
Karan effectively all alone. Does have his ult, could pick up the spike. I mean, granted, it's not too far away. For now, they're fanning out away from this site.
Question is, क्या ये लोग Killjoy
whether it's from lack of
भी
information or
use करेंगे?
Just fear of Karan. Either way, Boom, we're in a good position to fully corral Karan in once the spike gets planted.
Take 2.
Do have a lockdown.
क्या लगता है?
Berserk's going to try to set that up into A main.
कर दिया round secure
They're
करने
going to
को.
set it up through tree. If they decide to invest it, you might feel like
तो scene हो सकता है for next round.
You know, you're very close to closing out this map.
Tapping it, no one near enough to realistically hear that. For Karan now, how do you try to divide and conquer? Looks like for now the call is just going to be for him to tuck away in hell. Here's the footsteps. Knows that he's starting to be surrounded. The lockdown, he's going to be committed. Extra that much, or Karan rather, that much of a raid boss.
Last moment वो ult करके आएगा.
Absolutely worth it.
He's just going to go for the ult,
नहीं.
get the cancel, fake it out,
No,
but he's going to
फायदा
snap
नहीं
back
है.
in right in front of this Phoenix. Oh no!
फायदा नहीं है.
He fully goes out over into main, but Berserks is there at the ready.
Thanks.
Shuts
Dar-
it down, even if he gets that kill,
Dar
the plant
अच्छा
is
लगा
not
मेरे.
really for him, can bang that box, so in the end, Power just put into far too difficult of a position.
Match point.
Boom with a round
Well,
victory.
all they get.
Get themselves now up to map
अभी
point.
कोई
Yeah.
ult नहीं है.
Really good
क्या
game
question
senses
है
here
तेरा
from
बाबा?
Boom. Have a great plan
Match के बाद
to use the operator, to use the Taeho util and the ultimate to flush Genji into bad positions. Yeah, Genji is able to somewhat fight their way
जल्दी
through it,
question
but
बोलो.
you're able
हाँ
to get
ना.
the better of them.
Good हो
Force
रहा है
Texture into a spot where he has to
जाओ,
dash ahead.
नहीं वो
Put him
ट्रैक्टिक
in
की
a
वजह
bad
से भी हो रहा
spot.
रहेगा. टैग की वजह
Starting to
से.
look really, really nice for Boom. Great read on that round. Still got the operator. A little bit of cash in the back pockets for Genji, so they can still buy up.
क्या है BLT?
But they
तो
only
आ
have
सकता है बस.
one more round to drop, and they're out of this map. Need 4 in a row to push it to OT. This time, now they're grouping up for a big, seemingly B hit. Shiro is kind of jiggling.
Only spots I'd suggest. Not going to tell them too much. The drone, however, tell them a hell of a lot more as Salvo's going to be exchanged on both sides. Texture able to find one. Go winning forward. Shiro, ice back into main, finding one, finding two. Look at the transfer, cannot get the third, but still solid damage dealt. DOS9. Here at boats. Gonna be out into the open. Game is just pushing from alley.
Anjumara.
Takes him down. The shorty out. Ash going to fall. Munchkin now.
God.
Needing to be the one to clutch it up.
नो स्कोप मारा है
To
फेमस
the smoke
ने.
participate. Dialed in, Berserks on the swing. Takes him down to 10 HP.
उसने
You know
बोला
DOS9's
पढ़िए
position,
पढ़िए
Munchkin.
पढ़िए करके.
Gonna keep it quiet. Gonna slowly drift out, but DOS9 is reading this not as a double fake. A double pump. He's immediately rotating to try to match. He's going to be in position. And Munchkin will have to hit the headshot of a lifetime.
Oh my God.
He wants to keep this ascent
नहीं
going.
देख सकता मैं.
Could just come down to
यार
timing.
सही है बे
How
production.
does DOS9
दोनों
want to play it?
POV
Is he
दिखा
going to
रहे
wait
हैं.
for the tap of the
W.
spike?
Plant on the corner.
W
He's out into
production.
the open. Spike there. The shots will register. Defuse will come through, and that's going to be Boom. Closing out Ascent 13-8. Probably a lot closer than they might have anticipated, than we
Yeah,
expected,
jinx,
given
I
how
mean,
things
yeah,
had
right.
begun here.
भाई
बोला
Solid enough run
कैसे?
back from the side of Gen G. But Boom,
भाई
off to a
बाप
roaring
खेला
start.
बे.
Secure victory on their map pick.
I
हाँ?
mean, you saw it all here from Boom. You saw
Biggest
individual
upset in
skill.
the
You saw
history of
aces.
three
Pacific.
aces. You saw great game planning.
Biggest.
Good utilization of their comp, playing to the strengths, and using it
One
against
map
Gen
is
G
all
very
they get.
nicely.
We
Yes, Gen
just
G
upset
able to
them.
punch back that last
One
round.
map
That was
is
a
all
beautiful
they get.
paranoia from DOS9 to buy a little bit of extra time
2-1.
for Famous to come through.
So,
Find that op shot to slow down Gen G's momentum. So you're
क्या है
seeing
क्वेश्चन?
See, सारे agents अलग अलग हैं,
अलग अलग है.
ठीक है? और सबकी heights भी अलग अलग हैं.
सबके हाइट्स भी अलग अलग है.
हाँ.
That's a good observation.
Yeah, like breaches
मैं
tall.
समझ गए. या डीप मत घुसो क्वेश्चन के. समझ गए.
तो अपन जब खेलते हैं तो
खेलते हैं.
POV अफेक्ट होता है क्या? ऊपर नीचे. अगर एक एजेंट खेला तो अलग, दूसरा एजेंट खेला तो अलग. होना चाहिए ना टेक्निकली. रेस तो नीचे, ब्रीच ऊपर, सोआ ऊपर.
दिमाग है ऊपर.
सी बहुत प्रैक्टिकल क्वेश्चन है.
मैं प्रैक्टिकल में भी पूछ रहा हूँ. तो ऊपर ये ऊपर दिमाग है ऊपर की.
अलग हाइट है गाइस, अलग हाइट है. आप जरा वो फोटोज देखो, वीडियोस भी देखो.
गेम के अंदर कैरेक्टर का हाइट और हिट मार्क वो सेम है. स्टोरी में हाइट अलग अलग है.
चीटिंग है ये तो फिर.
सच्ची अगर मेरी बीवी ना होती और ये क्वेश्चन पूछा रहता था ना किसने चैट में, रूट स्ट्रीमर स्पैम हो रहा रहता था. बट इट वाज अ गुड क्वेश्चन. इतना प्यारा क्वेश्चन पूछा है. हाँ, प्राउड ऑफ यू. दोबारा मत पूछना. प्राउड ऑफ W question.
So you don't have the answers pre-prepared. So when you're trying to adapt on the fly during an official game like this, it's incredibly difficult. And we saw that in the first half. Boom's comp was made for the attacker half to get the Phoenix snowballing, and they really had a great time. It slipped away a little bit towards the end, but they got a big enough lead, so they were still able to close it out.
Yeah, just a shocking defense for Gen G. Way too slow to start. You saw them see the slow starts in so many games in kickoff, and again, unfortunately, that has followed them here into Stage 1 of Pacific. Boom taking full advantage of that. They were off to a hot start in kickoff, and once again, they have brought that same fire into their initial game versus Gen G. They are not scared of these Korean powerhouse teams.
Yeah, very much so. Like, they have everything to prove against these Korean teams. You know, they lost to Nongshim in the final, they lost to T1 and Nongshim in kickoff, but this is really the story of this game for me, is the individual level of these players on Boom. Berserk gets an ace round 2 to stop things from going awry, managing to not get eco'd. Then we saw DOS9 on the next pistol come out with this fantastic ace. The level of these players was just fantastic, and I felt like Gen G couldn't keep up.
Yeah, another beautiful opening game from DOS9. It's just a magical thing to watch a Kazakh player here in Pacific delivering such a high level. And then you got a nice little anti-eco ace from Famous. Usually not that impactful, but when you get to run it back so early on in the half as a result of farming up those anti-eco kills, it can actually make a bit of a difference.
कंटेंट दे रहे हो ना मैं तेरे को
For his ultimate, it's so strong. So
कंटेंट भी चाहिए तेरे को लॉजिकल क्वेश्चंस भी चाहिए
Now, this is a great little combo that we saw Boom use, and this is the
शॉर्ट्स
sort
हुआ
of
ना
tail
एक
on this map.
चुपचाप बैठे
We see
रहो
how
फ्लिप
they
करो जाओ
pair it up with that lockdown
पॉजी कर
from
दो
KJ. So when most people are waiting out this lockdown, they stand in the CT area, so they hit it with the Armageddon, and Gen G have nowhere to go. This is really nice util combo and a great ult round.
Yeah, the old combos
सब
are
समझते
always
नहीं है ये
very
लोग
important to win some of those
doubles
important swing rounds. And I think Teo, he actually does fulfill some of KO's roles in combination with what's good
मेरी
about
गलती है
Silver on this
yeah
map. You've got
exactly
some info finding as well as
Sorry,
some
bro.
stopping power and some delay. Karon was
Please
still
stop
delivering for
jinxing
Gen G here, and he's been the most convincing player on
मेरे
Gen
को
G
sword
for
cats
me in both
बचपन से ही
kickoff
नहीं
heading into
पसंद
Stage
होते
1, but you've got to give
बचपन से
DOS9
मैं
his
नहीं देखी
flowers. He had a lot more help than Karon did, but he's got a lot less experience than Karon does.
Oh, he
Root
looks
streamer,
so
मत करो
good out there. I mean, I taught him everything he
Cross
knows.
it
It's
tight,
unreal.
coffee है भाई
Ice cold. I mean, he said it in the content, and he came and delivered that performance in the opening game against Gen G. That's some OG stuff,
Good
like
streamer.
unreal.
I love this mindset. It's I don't really care who I'm playing against. Who are these guys? I don't know
यार ये
them.
बंदा
I'm the
किधर
rookie
किधर
here.
खिला
You
लग
all
रहा है
have
रे
to
पापा
respect me, and he showed exactly why in this map 1.
We
ये
saw
बंदा
so many
दिखेला
aces
दिखेला लग
happen
रहा है
in this map, which was also just phenomenal. So this was a great performance from DOS9, and I don't know, do you think he knows the other two at this point?
I think he still has no idea after that map,
I
to be honest.
mean-
He won't have paid any attention.
Look, Ash, not a terrible debut. I mean, neither one of these players have really played much of the roles that they've been playing
You
previously
also
to Gen G.
don't
Like, Suggest has been mostly a duelist or an init player. He's been thrown on as Senti, which true Sentis, we're talking Killjoy Cypher. He's only got
You're
like
like
10
upper
career
shit,
games
कितना
on
transformation,
versus
हाँ ना
100 plus on duelist init. Ash has got a couple on init, but he's mostly been a duelist as well. And look, honestly, their defense was a big problem, and you've got to put that
Try
down
your
to
biscuit खाओ
Suggest. Not a great performance on the Senti role, but
बिस्किट भी
also
खाता हो
texture.
कुछ चाय
I'm
पी
used to him being that opping presence.
Try
I'm
to
used to him
manage
being that
us.
stopping
Try to
presence
keep
on Ascent on the
Try
jet, and
to-
he just wasn't present for that game either.
चाय
You know, I think that game deserves 5 big booms.
I could not agree more. You ready?
Ready.
3, 2, 1. Boom! 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 Woo!
Oh, yeah.
I love Boom. This is why I predicted them. This is why I predicted them. They have so much underdog potential. In my mind, that game was 13-1. They got eco'd twice in that first half. A little bit cleaner. That's a 13-1 game for Boom.
They won.
Coffee
They
puzzle.
won.
They
Okay.
won.
There's
You don't need
still
to-
more maps to go, but that was a great showing. That was a
Nice
great map
idea.
1. That's what I wanted to see.
All right, Pilsky, now,
Yeah.
we were going for a Gen G prediction. Yes, we are curious
You
about
have 10
the two
seconds
newcomers or oldcomers coming back into the Gen G roster. And you were talking about earlier how Boom likes to choke, or they tend to choke, but they
I don't
definitely...
think they like to.
But, okay, and that definitely
चाय
did
पियो
happen
दिन
there.
रात
So
जागते रहो
surely this
चाय
is
पियो
not the
watch party
condition
करो
for Gen G, though. There's got to be something else. What are you going to be looking for?
I honestly think there was a little bit of choke there. Like, look at the way they played those
Last nine
clutches
is
in multiple scenarios, playing very, very
ये कहाँ
scared
से
when they were
start
very
हुआ
far
पगलू
ahead
का?
in the game. I just think
पगलू
that Gen
वाला
G
era?
dug themselves too big of a hole there. They were coming back
पगलू
on the
era?
attack. Hopefully now, though, heading deeper into the series, maybe especially with such a new roster on a map that they're going to pick into the series, they're going to be better prepared on it, because they did not look comfortable against that comp. Some of the players did not look comfortable role-wise. We saw even Ash, who's played a couple of games of Teo, miss some key utils. Suggest did not look comfortable. Texture was not as activated as I wanted him to. And I thought that, honestly, the core three players that we know from Gen G being on their comfort roles on Ascent was going to be more than good enough to win against Boom, and it just was not the case. So this Haven has got to be better from them, because they've slapped 2 players on an init role and a KJ or an Ascenti role that haven't really played those roles too much into Gen G. And bench a player who can kind of play both of those roles. So if they don't find success, that's going to be an extremely questionable decision that you should look at, you know, the coaching staff, and who I respect very much, of Gen G, and think what's going on here.
Yeah, I mean, again, we have to trust the coaching staff. These players are in for a reason, but I also think that when you make changes this late, you don't have enough prep time. We compare that to Boom. The core of this team has been together for a very, very long time. They only made the one change coming off Ascension. These players know each other really well, so I think that's where the experience, the friendship, as we spoke about yesterday, really manages to really take over, and that's why they look more prepared. I also think having this kind of pocket pick comp will really help a lot. So as we move towards Haven, they're going to know what Gen G are doing. So really, I'd like to see something different, but we don't know.
I mean, look, Gen G, they do have the patented Viper, right? But, you know, mixing these two different players into the roster, are they going to play the same thing heading off Haven? They might be a team that does change some stuff up as well, and they've picked it into this series after success with that Viper comp that's trying to prove for them with a little bit of a different flavor of the neon, but there's a lot of different duelist choices at the moment. That is one of the more interesting ones to keeping track of in this stage 1.
What you saw a lot in kickoff from Gen G is that they're kind of using the template that they had from last year, and Solo was kind of fitting the new players into those roles, and Meteor shoes are such big shoes to fill. But it looks like that might not be working anymore. The meta has already changed from last year. So yeah, I would expect, and I hope that the coaching staff has evolved a lot of the ideas that they had originally, and I think this including newer agents that they didn't use at all last year.
I think they need to, but that's just not very Gen G, is it? They're a team that is famous for doing the same thing, playing the same comp over and over again on maps and making small adaptations, making plays, having individual players who read the game well, having a fantastic IGL. So I don't think that is what we're going to see if you were to ask me personally, but I would love to be proven wrong. At least they did play a couple of different agents. I mean, the Cypher...
Love you, Aaj Galaxy, bye!
And the Teo instead of the Sova on that last map.
Yeah, I also think it might just take a little bit more time for Ascent Suggest to get warmed
up.
Gen G have a very specific way that they play. Like said, it's a little more slower iteration, so it might just take a while to come together. It could have just been nerves on map 1. We don't know yet.
I would agree with that, but at the same time, we talk about this round robin stage. This is the guaranteed win that you want against
Binks, inko
Well, not so guaranteed anymore as we go into the Haven agent select. And I'm a little bit curious how this is going to pan out, and things change a little bit.
I mean, yeah, Gen G, this is exactly what we expected from them. This is exactly what we got on Ascent, more or less. Just the Sova subbed out for a Teo, and the whole comp is exactly the same. They're going to trust what has worked for them in the past.
Excuse me, कौन सा भाई मैंने देखा वो सब सिर्फ valorant देखता हूँ मैं.
Been around forever on this map. Having the Cypher, having the Neon is slightly different, but not enough. So this is a composition that you will have seen many times. But that surprise factor from the first map isn't there. Now it's all about execution for Boom.
You're right.
I'm interested to see how Teo goes without being paired on a breach. And then, of course, Boom, as opposed to some other teams,
even Neon breach and Neon Teo
over the Sova in combination with the breach. So actually, both of these teams
I think
not really
Neon
trying to combo agents together, but just trying to trust a good selection of agents.
All right, well, Haven is our next destination, and our casters Achilles and Paperthin are going to be the ones to take us there.
That we are! Let's go ahead and jump into Haven. Gen G starting to rally back, starting to find the groove a little bit there on Ascent, but it was needing a stronger start here on Haven. Their map pick widely sticking with the same composition. Ash though bringing the Teo.
साफ दिख रहे लेकिन मैं आपके साथ हूँ. मैं भी बाबी को बिल्कुल नहीं बताऊंगा.
Another reason that Gen G is bringing Ash in is that his ability to play the Teo, they seem to trust in a little bit more. You know, normally it'd be Yeoman on the Sova previously.
Yeoman.
The biggest change up for them. Meanwhile, Boom.
Oh,
टाइमिंग हो गया भाई, टाइमिंग हो गया, वो जस्ट आगे से लेफ्ट जा ही रहा था.
Quite why, but he ends up getting taken down. Decent amount of damage. Or not, rather, no, it's decay. Never mind, no damage found. Famous going to find Munchkin as Karon. Who else is able to answer one back? He finds himself a second. Famous going to be dropped there, but not before he's able to find 3. And Berserk's lurking around. Let's go ahead and bring the raid boss down.
Texture ba.
And oh, yep, slides forward. Shots not quite being lined up. Texture with an opportunity, but cannot seize it. Ends up getting taken down, and Boom go 3 for 3 on the pistols.
Did you tweet today?
This is starting to be a bit of a struggle. For in particular, suggest on these defensive sides, he's getting picked apart.
But what's going on here?
Just a timing thing, I guess.
Suggest what is this?
This is, I don't know, but I'll give
Sometimes
him
our
a
optics are
Yep.
good.
Yep. It must have been a
For a
timing to try
storyline.
to move a little bit further forward and try to play off the contact that way, but just got caught in a bad timing.
अरे.
He's going to be setting up the turret in a similar position, playing a little bit further forward, but Boom seemingly have their
कल एक
eyes set
important
on to
exam
B
में जिस
early.
सोचा था भाई, exam तो नहीं कर
Nothing that
सकता
Texture can do,
अच्छा
just
जाएगा
gets
तेरा
gunned
exam.
down.
Yep. Just absolutely destroyed. Karon down in sewer.
Pinky
Cycling a
drone?
smoke forward here onto the B site.
बीच में
Further
खड़े
to
रह
greet
के?
them though.
Snipers.
Let's push forward. Ash catching a glimpse. Famous just holding this corner as the Jiggle Peak just further confirming. Yep, he's still there. Karon about to have to try to put this Bucky to use, but Famous able to slide back. Gets himself here within the smoke. Fault line at the ready from NC Slasher. Slow up the approach. Pinch here. Opposite side from that C connector. Not really possible. And it's Famous finding one. Karon swapping over to the classic. Ends up falling down. Ash, the last one to fall. Will get dropped 2-0 on the start here for the side of Boom. Now looking for yet another bonus conversion to start off the map.
And it's another flawless anti-eco. Saw this on Ascent as well. They're
Viper को double controller
really dialed in. The way that they understand their utility, very impressive. You know, they've got the breach fault line, and it kind of misses a little bit of a corner, so they use the aftershock to clear that corner. Karn has to shift over to the other side. He's dealt with pretty quickly. And this is really looking good for Boom. They're in cruise control. We're going to go for a Vandal here at 4 DOS 9.
That's a good.
Took me a second. I was like, right. I was like,
मेरा brain sense का
almost got
इसका
thrifty.
person
I'm like,
handle
oh, yeah,
नहीं कर
second half.
Second half. Yeah. First half did not. Yeah.
Slasher,
That
net
one was a little
slasher
bit
kill
crazier. They still ended up winning that bonus.
No, they did. And the round after. Karon gonna be blinded up. Cannot escape. Sure, able to find it. Famous trying to take some unexpected timings here over that A connector. The dot set over DOS 9. What a transfer! Oh baby, that is absolute filth.
Oh my God.
Now the smoke going to be dissipating just out into the open, and it's going to happen again.
गाली भी नहीं दे सकता यार, यहाँ से गया है वो.
Done other than to silently tiptoe away.
अरे लेकिन खेला तो यहाँ पे
tuck away into
ना.
heaven. Good God. Boom. Another bonus conversion to start off the second map.
And that's kind of consequences of being able to have so much extra room in terms of your economy to buy up to that Vandal. Hello.
Yep, just split the attention, just jump around and take everything out of their hands. 4 weapon upgrades carried over. Boom, a 3-0. Gen.G may be calling a very early timeout, and I think they absolutely have to.
I agree. I mean, this is just
भाई ये क्या था भाई?
The audio.
I know, the audio can't even keep
The audio
up.
was as disgusting as the play was.
ये क्या था भाई ट्रांसफर? ये क्या ट्रांसफर था भाई?
Okay, never mind. No timeout.
Oh, okay. Then we're.
It looked like the timer was paused.
Oh, I mean, maybe after this round, you'll take the timeout, but just crazy. Again, consequences of not being able to do any damage in the eco.
भाई लेकिन अटैक में सोलो इनिशिएटर के साथ कैसा घुसेंगे ना वो मेरे को देखने का.
My God, you put it to good use. Munchkin trying to take
ये लोग के पास डबल इनिशिएटर है, ये लोग का
kind of
थोड़ा
cheeky
अटैक
position
इजी
right
होना
outside of the
चाहिए.
window. There's no camp to spot him out, so he's able to kind of work that spot for free.
लेकिन Gen.G का थोड़ा डिफेंसिव कॉम है, डिफेंस थोड़ा इजी होना चाहिए.
Okay, well, Munchkin is able to find one, wary about the approach from the side. A little bit of damage dealt. I say a little bit. Famous is pretty wrecked, down to 22 health.
One way!
What is the
But
poison cloud? Munchkin.
Yeah.
अरे क्या बोल रही थी?
You know. Yeah, it happens. Yeah, we all got a little forsaken in us from time to time.
You just gotta say, oops.
Don't afford 3 rounds. If Gen G wins for 3 rounds
the lineup.
straight,
Let's
then
see
he
if
should
it comes
stop
into
talking.
play.
Technically, they will hit a head every
As
time.
Paranoid
Nice.
go across DOS9, tucked in behind the
Rupees
box.
में
Couple players
ऐसी
clustered
challenge
up here. Texture
Great
able to find a
bunch
headshot,
to
finding
carry
the body shot there to finish off Famous. Sliding forward, DOS9.
Enemy remaining.
Now
4
here
bullets.
against Munchkin, and he's able to find it.
मैं
Finds the 4K. As Boom find the 4th round win. Solid attempt once again here from Gen G to try to get themselves a thrifty. It just narrowly eludes a grasp. DOS9, 8-0-1.
He's just so good. Just show us, like, somebody, did anybody catch the lineup in the replay?
I wish.
I don't know what. He must have thrown it from mid or something.
भाई क्या मारा
I don't know how
भाई?
you get it up there otherwise.
क्या
That's disgusting
मारा?
from DOS9.
Hello?
He is fragging out of his mind today.
It's like when you're a kid and you're playing.
मतलब
I don't know,
किधर भी
Tetris
माउस
yeah,
मारा
Frisbee
तो
with
पड़
your
रही वाला
friends.
सीन
Gets
हो
stuck
रहा
on
है.
And you just
Neighbor's
throw it.
roof.
Yeah, this is on the roof or in a tree.
समझ रहे
30
हो?
feet to the right of where your friend was at.
Day's just ruined. Oh, and then you go inside and play video games.
Yeah.
Look at his stack. Suggest.
Just again,
Oh my God.
trying to take a very aggressive angle.
Well, he plays it right this time.
I was able to just absolutely cut tail, just duck out of there.
I was going to say, I'm
वापस
kind of
ले
curious
जाएंगे
what
ना?
they're going to do off the back of this. Took some space, but
20 से
not
जा
really able to
सकते
get the
शायद.
kill or scale up much off of it. So over
I
towards
think
B, and Karan
20
answers
से
with the
जाएंगे.
smoke right in front. So we're going to have to use a little bit of util to clear the site, but has been left relatively wide open.
Stuck here, Texture, nice slide in.
What a read.
Yeah, able to find DOS9, delivering his first death of the map thus far. Finding a third, and Sharon Slasher both gonna be eliminated. Mr. 4K online. Famous here at the ready. Texture. That's to beg the question, do you even want the ace given the win record? He's gonna take it. Texture joins the club here today, getting Gen G an ace of their own in the series.
हाँ भाई.
But I believe
बहुत
he's
डाउट कर रहा
the
था.
team is 0-4 in matches when Texture picks up an ace
That is correct. In Pacific.
in Pacific.
In Pacific.
कौन पैंट में यार?
Well, I was going to say, are you sure you even want to get the ace?
Yeah.
I mean, but at that point.
You can't suffer more losses.
Yeah.
Finally ace मिल गया करके ऐसे कुछ तो बोला उसने.
Starting to be
Hey, it's the ace, yeah.
worked up a little bit more here. 10-4-0 for
भाई है बे,
Texture. as he
औरा
takes
है,
over the lobby.
औरा है बे, औरा है.
Brings
औरा है. यहाँ
bit of
से
warmth
अभी
to my heart
मोटिवेट होके अभी
seeing
यहाँ
get
से
the
जीतने
ace.
वाला. 4-2 होएगा,
After
फिर
last
अल्ट आएगा
year.
4-3,
Yeah.
फिर
Poor guy.
4-4, फिर
Well,
4-5.
That round didn't go so good, but just a
Simple
great
बात
read by
है,
Texture.
ये है मेरा
I mean,
prediction.
understanding off the back of the
यार, ये
TP
क्या कर रही है?
that they would be up on
4-5.
top of the box. There was the fault line there as well that caught onto DOS9. Slide out.
Famous re-swinging. Really wanting to keep them contained, not give up the space over long.
That's really nice, though. You're able to bait out the relay bolt. Texture keeps his. So a good exchange there for Gen G. Little things
अरे कैसे?
kind of
क्या
build
कैसे?
into bigger throughout the round. That immediately sends Texture over towards B, as there's no
Corner में था।
further scaling off the back of that. Something that
बड़ा उसने.
you and I were just talking about before the map started, about how it might be a little difficult for Gen G to get info without the Sova there. And you can see they're
ऐसा
making bad
बात
reads right
करेंगे
now
तो तू भी
because
कूद
they don't
सकती
know
है
what's going on in A
ठीक है?
main, and they're assuming that that's going to be the direction that Boom is going to go.
Patient play there from Munchkin. Slow
Gen G
creep
never
up into
won
his
a
own
match
poison orb.
when Texture ace.
Perfectly
मत
placed this time.
कर ऐसा.
Clears out that trip
Nautical
wire.
by.
Still out on a wide angle. Managing to find a second
Mare.
elimination. Even taking NC Slasher down to 46. Rolling Thunder is going to be used. There's no one here to
You
receive this.
see.
As 4 players from Gen G start working their way across. Shiro out, finding a timing. Cleans up one, but Texture through the wall. Takes down the enemy Sova, and now the delays come through. Overdrive going to be pop. Texture spotted out the slide, but it's just dancing around him. Zaps down DOS9. Gen G will win their second round.
क्या हो गया?
Just a little bit of a,
क्या हो गया भाई?
I'm not going to say unfortunate,
Time
just a
out,
nice
time out ले लो
outplay
भाई,
from
time out ले
Munchkin.
लो.
Kind of breaks this round open for Gen
दो round
G.
enough है.
Forces out the Rolling Thunder because he's able to find 2 big kills. They can't scale quickly into the site. There's no Neon there to kind of use as a human drone, so they have to rely on some of that big utility to clear that space because they don't know what's going on behind that. They too had very little information on that round, and they were just kind of gambling that they could get through towards C, and Munchkin not having much of it. Famous. Oh, DOS9 is just
इतना भी vibe नहीं
so
करना
good
चाहिए,
today.
पता है यही problem है.
Texture a bit off there
जीत
with the
रहे
aim.
तो
Some damage
आराम
down.
से जीतो.
Couple players tagged up on the side of Boom.
इतना vibe नहीं होनी
Down the
चाहिए.
Neon, certainly going to hurt them.
I know exactly.
Just searching for the camera, able to find it right as the neural depth does come through. Ash bouncing that concuss over the side. The pit now in play here on the A site. Ping reveals out, just looking to try to make this unassailable. Looks like Boom agree that it is. Too quickly start backpedaling over. As Ping's coming down, suggests pivoting back over onto the C site. The alarm bot, the only thing that he really has here. So to try to play the aggressive position similar to Munchkin the round before. Comes away with 1. Still player advantage here, but tons of damage dealt here to the players of Boom. Push under the corner, Karen unable to spot it. Spray, I believe a bullet connecting there onto NC Slasher, taking him even lower. Swing out, headshot, not gonna be found. Famous able to stand his ground. Keeps them in with the advantage. Gives them a better opportunity. Salvos to try to clear out. Ash pushed away, taken low.
Save, guns गिराओ.
Munchkin getting ready to arrive from behind, but as you say, the tripwire is there. There's no way.
अपना नहीं, दूसरे का.
It's a nice attempt.
अपना नहीं.
It's like watching somebody mess up in one of those parkour videos.
Oh, yeah.
Jump through this gap and then just get annihilated.
Just an absolute fail at the high jump.
Well, Boom. Solid reply back, not allowing for Gen G to get within touching distance. Stretch it back to 3-round lead.
Yeah, just good, quick decision making really is what wins Boom this round. Obviously taking Texture out of the equation early, very helpful considering how destructive he's been. DOS9 has been just tremendous here today. Hits a great paranoia as well. Kind of back off Gen G's initial attempt. Try to get in towards the C site. That aggressive positioning, Karan knows it's there, but when he swings that corner, I don't think he had stopped his movement, so his spray looked really wild there at the beginning, so just kind of pulled the trigger a bit early.
Take flight.
Use that drone, catches Ash. They're gonna use that, yeah.
Stun connecting, no further aggression to be seen. From Texture, situated over at C, so not really in any danger. Here are Boom.
They made a lot of noise there. So that's getting a couple players from Gen G to move over towards A as Boom slides the other direction.
भाई Texture का पोजी सबसे OP है अभी.
Knowing how much information they gave over.
Getting out wider and wider here.
Oh, that Nano.
All the way down C, but like you said, Nano just holding them at bay. Damage not going to be suffered. Just waiting for that alarm bot to go off so he can just start spamming through the wall, but it's not going to be triggered. Instead, turn their eyes over towards B site. Straight shots out, nothing to be found there. Hunter's Fury opened up from Shiro. Hunting here for Suggest, but he's able to scatter back far enough. Not going to get caught. Armageddon now going to be sent in. Forcing them away from the B side. 30 seconds now remaining here. Another smoke gets cycled into the front here. Push out, Famous. Able to open some space, but Texture quick with a shot. Able to find one. 1-for-1 trades. This fight can be planted this time around. Recon spotting nothing. Quickly cleared flash going as the smoke dissipates, but Ash able to find 2. Slasher Berserks both going to be eliminated. DOS9 here at backside. Let's get it for the moment, but Karan so snappy with it, shuts him down. And it's damn near flawless here from Gen G to right the ship, get back into the driver's seat, get a 3rd-round win.
Yeah, they're really patient on this. Great job by Suggest, just buying a little bit of extra time. Allows Gen G to get a little more comfortable for this retake. With an operator, one of those big win conditions that they could never really get into on Ascent. Great turn of that flash by Ash. That won them that round. The other 2 players were fully blinded from the breach flash. If he doesn't bail him out there, it could be a very different situation. It's a very nice individual play from the newcomer. A rookie for Pacific.
Huh?
Find some big impact. His first 2 kills of the map as well.
Yeah. One sheriff in hand here for Shiro. It's Slasher just waiting.
Tough था.
Slow creep up. Looks like it might just be
third map बहुत easily
very
जीता था.
pacey 5-man push into this A site. Switch around from Ash. Gonna look for the jiggle peek out. Spots one. He's a shot. Relay bolt gonna be sent, but Munchkin is here.
By क्या support
Finding
by
that kill.
Munchkin. Love
That
you.
spear cut off. And now boom, scatter to the winds. Shiro rotating over to try to check out this C long angle.
You gotta suspect the ops here.
Oh, well,
the timing.
Timings absolutely saves him.
down.
As push up. Oh, and Munchkin very off on the spray. Push her on the back. Ash going to be good for one, but then falls, and suddenly this round is absolutely twisted.
What looked like it was going to be so good for Gen G falls apart because of one whiff spray.
And yep, so just already noted the recon. Able to find the ping, tucks back, texture, same angle of approach.
Did that on purpose to try to bait for texture.
Fastlane going to be set, but Paranoia's out. Texture pushing forward, able to find that shorty kill. Dawson going to be taken out, but
texture
out, and that's going to be Suggest now. Eliminated texture. Phantom recovered. A double tuck away. Into the cup E here by Sewer. Push out, they nearly line up for him, but Texture is unable to find the shots. 6 rounds locked in here for Boom.
It was such a good early play from Ash and Munchkin there to use.
Refresh karo bhai, refresh karo, noobs.